Good morning, teacher. I am Jimmy Sandoval, and with Javiera Ormeño and Alejandra Ortiz are going to present you the evaluative milestone case study number 1.
Education and learning are processes in which all the people involved must be committed and take responsibility so that their development is optimal and successful, using different tools and methodologies according to the educational context that is presented. In order to go deeper into this, the following case will be analyzed, where certain aspects will be evaluated, such as deficiencies, and trying to find an explanation and solution to improve the factors that hinder learning in the classroom. Here is the case that we are going to analyze.
Our objectives are, firstly, to make known the necessary characteristics that education, specifically Chilean municipal education, should have. Secondly, recognize deficiencies and good pedagogical practice in learning. And thirdly, understand the importance of individuals involved in learning and the impact that each of them can have on it. The following are the topics that we analyzed in this presentation.
Education in our country has several problems that we need to solve, and one of them is the high segregation that exists by socioeconomic levels, and these affect the school trajectory of the students. On the other hand, the current organization of a school does not facilitate the functioning of the school in condition of poverty, like some municipal schools. This problem is very frequent in Chile in this type of schools, because students who attend to this place are students who came from families with low sociocultural backgrounds and without complete primary education. Another problem is the lack of motivation of the students to continue their studies. For example, in the case, most of the students want to finish their primary education and then begin a working life, while very few students want to follow their higher education. But what are the cases of demotivation in students? In our opinion, we think that the students' families plays an important role, because the parents should motivate their children to continue their studies. But since the parents did not finish their primary education, the children do not have a reference to follow.
Mr. Zapata has a huge responsibility with his work. We have to be aware that teaching 43 students per course alone is complicated and overloaded, even more when we know that these students need more intensive teaching than others. The amount of students is too much for only one teacher. This could be fixed by adding another teacher to work in pairs, or a well-trained assistant to help the teacher. This will provide a more easy approach of feedback given to students. Another approach that could make it more affordable is minimizing the number of students per course, as in the Tennessee Star study, which showed positive effects in classes dividing in half quantity of students, which were also conformed of poor and minority students.
Without a doubt, we know that a school must have the necessary number of teachers for all grades, including specialized teachers, in order to help students with special educational needs. Students with these types of needs tend to learn more slowly than other students, so in some cases they need professional help and materials to facilitate this process. The support of family members is also very important, as the teacher in charge can consult with them in order to keep a record of how the student is progressing. And not having this type of professional can be considered as a fault that can have an impact on the learning and development of students, considering that learning a second language can be much more difficult for them.
The student of Mr. Zapata shows a little disposition to carry out the activities that he prepared for the class. As a group, we believe that a solution to this problem is that the teacher should carry out a remedial plan from the first course with new teaching strategies and recreational activities. On the other hand, it is also mentioned in the case that in the most of the course of Mr. Zapata are students with special educational needs. Therefore, the teacher Zapata should search for support and work together with integration teachers.
As future teachers, we were taught the 4 basic language skills, which are receptive skills, listening and reading, and perceptive skills, speaking and writing. Each of these skills are interrelated, providing efficient language learning. Therefore, Mr. Zapata classes need to be improved, since simple vocabulary and grammatical structures will not completely help students' learning. He should integrate the previous skills, teaching them how to be active participants in their own learning by employing different mechanisms, listening strategies, critical thinking, among others. Consequently, students' grade will increase because the test items will be practiced.
A good foundation in English is essential for the student to be able to perform without comprehension problems in the subject. If the student has been previously developing language skills, they should not have any problems in the subject. However, there are always students who resign themselves to learning before they even know the content due to poor understanding and lack of motivation. Some students see this subject as something unnecessary, something that should not be taught, but without a doubt, it is a language that, if we know it, will open up a wide range of opportunities in the workplace.
It's very important for the students to be taught through interactive and variety activities, which will develop the interest of the pupil, triggering or maintaining their interest for the topic choice. In order to achieve this, we need a unity value, choosing topics of interest for the kids, contextualizing their hobbies, ambience, prior knowledge, etc., and every other sociocultural aspect that needs to be developed by the student. Besides, if the teacher delivers examples of how every subject can be used in life or their future, it will get the students' attention even more, accomplishing autonomous work because of their individual interest. The best way to obtain a great performance by the students is to create creative and innovative activities that entertain students and develop collaboration between them. We have to be conscious that students can have problems outside of school that could affect their efficiency, like mental health, family issues, economic issues, physical problems, etc. In those cases, we should try to help them. That could be by talking with them, making them think of the class as a moment of listening, or even of analyzing by doing activities of their own problems so they can look for solutions. An example of this would be an English essay.
The student's own motivation is important in the learning process. However, we believe that teachers' motivation in the classroom is more essential. We know that if we compare a student who likes a teacher with a student who does not like a teacher, the student who likes a teacher will be developed better in a better way inside the classroom, giving his opinion and participating in class. That is why teachers also play a great role in and out of the classroom. A teacher's attitude may be reflected in how much a student likes a subject also. Because of this, we, as future teachers, must consider our attitude and opinion regarding students, as these things can greatly influence them. These are our references, and that has been our video, and thank you very much for your attention.